everybody in period B1. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd, and I hope you found this video because you realize there is no live class today. Instead, I'm going to ask you to watch this entire video, and at the end I will give you instructions. I have to attend some meetings this morning about a program we're going to participate in, a very exciting one called the Embassy Adoption Program. And some of you may know about this. If you don't, I will let you know later on. But anyway, this morning I have a training to attend on the computer, so I'm unable to teach class. So, I recommend watching this when we were supposed to start at 9:35 a.m. Again, this is Tuesday, September 22nd. And you will work on the assignment all the way up until at least 10:20. And don't forget to go back to your B2 class, which will be hosted today like normal, starting at 10:55. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Let's get going. Even if I can't be with you today, we are starting a new unit. We are beginning Unit 1, Thinking Like a Geographer, where we are going to ask, what are the basic foundational skills and knowledge to become a geographer? That being said, I do want to take a mindful minute, and we just wrapped up our Living Through History project. We are moving on from living through history, so I want us to step back, put our shoulders up, and take a few deep breaths. Let's do a mindful minute activity as we get ready for a new unit. Breathe deeply. You may close your eyes or watch the screen for 1 minute. Few more deep breaths before we start moving on. All right. Thank you for joining me in that mindful minute. We have two objectives I'd like to cover today, and the first is students will be able to practice expectations for beginning class. We are going to start a new routine on how to begin class, and we are going to even use class notebook, so I will be explaining that later on. Then we have to be able to define geography and the foundational skills or knowledge of a geographer. And as you see a map of the world, the most basic skill or knowledge a geographer needs to do is read maps. And there's no more important map to know than the world map. Where are the 7 continents and the 5 oceans? That's going to be the first geography knowledge that we will learn about for Unit 1. All right, but let's begin with how to begin class. Starting today, we're going to begin a new warm-up procedure. If you can think about our classes, we usually waste a few minutes very early on waiting for people to log in. People have to wait in the lobby, I have to admit them, and then I'm also reminding you about putting your cameras on, your microphones off. And so the new procedure is going to be everything you're expected to do for the first 5 minutes of class. Just like in sports, a good athlete has to warm up and stretch. That way they don't hurt themselves or pull a muscle. Or in music, a singer has to warm up their voice and get it ready so their vocal cords don't strain. And then, of course, an instrument. Any musician will tune their instrument or make sure that it is completely warmed up and ready to go before any performance. So we have to do that with our brains to get ready for learning, to get in a good space to learn. All right. So you're sitting up in a chair, no more laying out in a bed, putting your head down on a pillow, or laying back in a beanbag chair. We are sitting straight in a chair. By doing that, it gets more oxygen and blood to our brains. And that way, our brains are more active. With our cameras on, you'll get one general reminder as a class and maybe one personal reminder if your camera is off, but that is the Alice Deal expectation for starting class. Okay. On your own, you're going to open your geography class notebook, and don't do it yet. I will show you how to do it in a minute. Because if you try to do it the same way you do it for your other classes, it's not going to work. I have a slightly different way you're going to have to find our World Geography class notebook to begin. All right, once I show you how to open your class notebook, you'll have 5 minutes to complete the warm-up activity. In class notebook, you click your name, and there will be 4 tabs. We're going to use the classwork tab for our do nows. And then the key is to answer each question with at least 2 sentences. Again, there will be more than one question, and each question needs 2 full and complete sentences. A quick pause here because I was grading your global citizen reflection, and some of you might notice a slightly lower grade. The instructions did say 2 to 3 sentences minimum per question. If you didn't meet that minimum and you wrote 1 sentence or 1-word answers, your grade will definitely reflect that. So please make sure you're answering each question with 2 sentences of detail. So what does this look like or sound like? When class starts, it will look like a computer screen where I see all of your faces looking forward, and I could even maybe see your hands typing at the bottom because you're typing in class notebook. It should sound like silence. I will be giving time updates. You have 5 minutes to do this. So I will be letting you know how much time is left. I will also be clarifying. I'll be explaining things in the do now that you might need clarified or have a question about. But otherwise, it's going to be silent thinking time for people to think through and type up their do nows. Okay. Now, getting into class notebook. Once you're there, these are the 2 questions you're going to answer. So you'll see our warm-up prompt with 2 questions. And remember, you need to write 2 sentences for this question, 2 sentences for this question. How do you do it? Well, to access class notebook, I said it's going to be a little different. You're going to have to visit this link. Visit this link in a web browser to find our geography class notebook. www.bit.ly/B1notebook. I know in your other classes you can click it in Canvas, and I plan on doing that soon, but I didn't have it set up that way to begin. So for now, you're going to have to go through class notebook by going to the website bit.ly/lowercase b1 notebook, all lowercase. And that's how you're going to find our class notebook for today. It may ask you to log in, and you have to log in using your Canvas user ID and password again, or your Microsoft Teams user ID and password, I should say. But it should log you into OneNote, and you could see our class notebook. Okay. Instead of me giving you 5 minutes and counting down, how about you pause this video? So pause this video, go try to open your World Geography class notebook, and look for your name. You click on your name, you look for the classwork tab, so that's what it's going to be called, the classwork tab, and then it should be under September warm-ups. You're going to start typing under September warm-ups your answer to these 2 questions. All right. Those are the steps. Please pause this video and take about 5 minutes to go type into your class notebook. All right. Now that you've come back and restarted this video, I hope you have 2 sentences for geography and 2 sentences about what skills a geographer needs. Any issues accessing your class notebook, you are welcome to use the Canvas inbox and send me a message. But remember, you do not find your geography class notebook the same way you do for your other classes. You're gonna have to use this link to get there. All right. So the first thing we have to do is define geography. I bet in your answer you had some of these same words from my definition. Maybe you said earth or people or places. All of that defines geography. So, repeat after me, and if you want to talk it into an empty room and say this after me to help you remember it, please do so. Otherwise, you can just listen to me having good old fun about geography. Geography is the study of the earth, its people, and its places. Geography is the study of the earth, its people, and its places. Geography is the study of the earth, its people, and its places. With me now. Geography is the study of the earth, its people, and its places. Geography is the study of the earth, its people, and its places. Geography is the study of the earth, its people, and its places. And now you'll never forget what geography is. The study of the earth, its people, and its places. Now, I've got a short video about how important geography is. And in the video, you see a couple of people whose entire jobs and careers are related to geography. As you watch, listen for what they say about their job and how they use geography. I think they have some of the coolest jobs anybody could get. So if any of these sound remotely interesting to you, you're going to want to do well in geography class this year. All right. Forgive me if you can't hear the audio. I'm not sure how this video recording is working with audio. Hopefully it will be clear. If you can't listen or watch the video, I can post a link to it later on. But hopefully you'll be able to hear it. I will play it for a few minutes. Skip ahead if it's not working for you. But if it's working, listen up.
Geography every day, in every way. I'd like to know where on the planet I am. I'm Sylvia Earle. I'm an oceanographer and explorer in residence at the National Geographic.
I've been a geography enthusiast since I was a little kid. And geography has been really important to me because I'm a mountain climber and a sailor. My name's Rick Ridgway, and I run the environmental programs at the outdoor clothing company Patagonia.
Geography is very close to my heart because I need it for what I do, exploring and going from country to country. I need to know where the countries are, how I get there, and how I get across the ocean. I'm Ollie Hicks. I'm an ocean rower and an adventurer. In October, I'll be leaving for 18 months to row around the world.
Geography is knowing where you are, knowing the terrain, knowing the nature of things. Geography gives you a sense of place, not just for where you are, but where everything else on the planet actually is.
Geography is an incredibly important subject to everyone, especially kids, because it cements everything else you know. It connects everyone in the whole planet together.
Where am I relative to all of the mountains, the rivers, the cities?
If you don't have a grasp of geography, you can't connect the dots, you can't learn history, you can't learn physics without the geography to glue it all together.
Geography is essential if you're going to know where the mountains are and what they look like and how to climb them.
Ever since I was a child, I have loved maps. When I first heard that there was an electronic means of being able to see the world, to spin it around, to start high in the sky, and then zoom in to see your backyard, or your neighbor's backyard, or to fly through the Grand Canyon.
Geography is extremely important to me because of what I do. I row from one country across an ocean to another country. And in this particular expedition, I'm rowing around the world. And so I need to know where I'm leaving from, how I'm going to get to the other side. So geography and mapping is incredibly important to what I do.
When I was only 14 years old, I wanted to be a mountain climber, and I became a mountain climber. To do that, I needed to know about the mountains, where they were, how high they were, what they looked like. Geography taught me that, and it's been a really important part of my life.
As an oceanographer and explorer, I've had the joy of living underwater. That is where you go and stay in a little underwater laboratory. I've gone to the average depth of the ocean, about the same depth that the Titanic is on the seafloor. But now, on your cell phone, on your laptop, on your desktop, you can be connected. You too can go diving, even if it is without getting wet.
So I hope the video worked for you. If you search Google Earth, what is geography, you can find that on YouTube. I do want you to pause for a moment. And we met people who use geography every day in their life. Think for a second about one person in the video and how they use geography in their job. I really want you to pause and think for 10 seconds. All right, maybe you thought of the oceanographer. What's cooler than being an ocean explorer who studies marine and ocean biology? You're a scientist who uses machines like this one in the background to go underwater and do scientific research. And she works for National Geographic. Or maybe this man, who gets paid to row across the ocean by a company called Virgin Atlantic, and he's an explorer. He plans and maps out how to row this fancy boat across oceans to explore the world. And the other man, who's a mountain climber, who uses geography to study mountains and always wanted to be a climber, he also is an executive of Patagonia, the clothing company that makes cold weather clothing. Really expensive clothing, good for climbing and doing outdoor activities in the cold. What a cool idea to start a clothing company based on geography and become a mountain climber too. So I hope that gets you excited about geography. Now, to be a geographer, all of these people had to start at your age learning the most absolute basic information about the map, the world map. So the first thing, and you really have to know as a geographer, are these 7 continents and the 5 different oceans. What are they called? Knowing where these are is going to be absolutely key to learning anything in our class this year. So memorizing North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Oceania, along with Antarctica, are going to be super important. And then being able to say, out here is the Pacific Ocean, here is the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and then of course the other side of the Pacific Ocean. Because the Earth is round, the 2 edges of the map actually meet together and are connected on the back side of the globe. Don't forget the Arctic Ocean, where it's cold up at the North Pole, the Arctic Ocean. And some geographers like to include the Southern Ocean, which goes all the way around Antarctica at the South Pole, or around the South Pole. Now, even if you've learned that when you were little, or that was pretty confusing, you don't know all of them, we want to learn geography while having fun, and there is no better way to do that than my favorite geography games website, quite possibly my favorite website on the entire internet, Cetera. I want you to play the World, Continents, and Oceans game. So let me show you how to do it. You're going to go to online.cetera.com, click World, and play Continents and Oceans. So let's do it. Here's online.cetera.com. Yours will probably look like this. It asks you to pick a language. If you want to pick English, you can. But more importantly, go to World. Across the top, they have games for every continent. Let's start with the World games. As we go down, you can play so many different world games, even French-speaking countries, Portuguese and Spanish-speaking countries, but we're going to play the Continents and Oceans game. World, Continents, and Oceans. Let's click that. On the game, it will say which one you have to click. It will have a timer, and it will keep score of your percentage. So if I have to click on Africa, got it. Click on Pacific Ocean, got it. And you keep going to do all of the continents and oceans. And then we'll give you your score and your time. If you're having trouble, you can keep clicking the refresh button and trying again. Or, here's another option. There are different game modes. You can go from pin, which puts little pins in the map that you have to click, to learn. Learn lets you click any one you want, and it will reveal the answer. So learn is a great way to just click around and learn things. You can also do show all, which will give you an answer key. So this is a really fun game. If you want the harder one, there's a harder version. Click on South America, click on Asia, and it asks you each one of them once or twice, I think. So that is, again, this website, online.cetera.com. Click the World tab and play Continents and Oceans. All right, just for fun, I think you should pause this video and spend about 5 to 10 minutes playing Cetera. Come back here because I still am going to assign you homework at the end of this video. So click pause, go to Cetera, and see if you can get 100% of the continents and oceans. If you can't, play it for about 5 or 10 minutes until you can get 100% on the continents and oceans. Make sure to come back to watch the end of this video where I will be giving you your homework assignment. I'm playing Cetera, having fun. I'm learning the continents and oceans. All right, hopefully you came back to this video to see your homework assignment. The next assignment you have to do is called the Map Skills Diagnostic. It's due Wednesday, so that would be tomorrow, always by 5 p.m. No one should be working past then. It's a good time to have dinner, take a break, and spend time with your family or reading in the evening. So, by tomorrow at 5. I think you can get it done right now. Let's look at what the Map Skills Diagnostic is. Oh, first off, you find it under modules. Please remember, every assignment for my class is in modules. That's where I link and organize assignments. This one can be found under the new Unit 1 module. So look for the Unit 1 Thinking Like a Geographer module, and in that module you will see the Map Skills Diagnostic. All right, again, modules is where you complete your work. Now it's called a diagnostic because that's like a pretest. It's an assessment of content you might not have learned yet. I'm giving you a little quiz on things we're going to learn at the end of the week. The purpose is to reflect and see what knowledge or skills you'll need to build. A diagnostic can also very easily show you if you have the baseline skills, if you are ready to move on to harder things throughout the unit. But this is a chance to see if everybody has beginning map skills before we get into our unit where we use map skills. It's going to have questions about using a compass rose, north, east, south, and west to give directions. It's going to have you practice reading maps, such as the legend or the key, to find what things mean on a map. And it even has some questions about giving directions using a map. Once again, it's very basic knowledge to see if you're ready and what we're going to have to build upon to go into the unit. It's called a diagnostic because you won't have learned the things yet. So for some people, it's okay if this is a little hard. It's what we're going to learn later on in this unit. Well, guys, hopefully it's just about 10 o'clock or so, and you are ready to work on your assessment. So I'm going to say before Class B2, and remember Class B2 starts at 10:55, before then, I think it'd be great to take the Map Skills Diagnostic quiz and get it done. Remember, you can find it under modules. It's due tomorrow, but why not do it right now? All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you again on Friday morning. I will see you Friday at 9:35 a.m. for B1 class. I will be back for our Friday class. Sorry I had to step out for a meeting today, but I do hope you found this video very useful and exciting about what's coming next in our class. See ya!